This business, you get a lot of rejection. Even the most successful realtor, the success rate is give or take around 1%. So for every 100 person you meet, you're only going to have one successful transaction. It's a very high risk, high reward type of work, and rejection is a normal thing. Oh, wow. That is a long story. So I actually got my real estate license a long time ago. And when I originally got that license, I never had intended to get into the business because my dad, he was in the real estate business. So I see how hard this job is. Like he was always be showing home on in the evening or on the weekends. So sometimes, we don't see him at the dinner time. And so I was like, I never want to do this kind of work. And why did I get it if I never want to do this kind of work? It actually mainly because I just wanted for my own education. I started investing in real estate at a very early age, very young. As soon as I get a job, as soon as I make money, I was saving and investing in real estate. So I thought it was good to learn more about it, and that's part of the reason why I got the license. And I feel like sometimes the universe or God or whatever you believe in had other plans. Right? So I was perfectly happy being a CPA, being an accountant. And what ended up happening is that I decided that I wanted to sell my dad's investment home. He had bought it a long time ago. And there was planned by the city to build a homeless shelter near the home. And so I was like, you know what, maybe it might not be a good thing for the home value. So that's when I decided, we should sell it. Let's just cash out. And that whole experience inspired me to get into the business. I actually went and interviewed. I was like, I'm going to interview 3 agents. That's it. I'm going to just pick one. I ended up interviewing like 6 different agents. And I don't know. But throughout the whole process, I just got really inspired. I was like, I felt that I could do a lot more good if I was to get into this business than being an accountant. And I also felt, you know what? I have a background in taxation. This is going to help my client. So that's why I was like, let's give this a try. I wasn't just give this a try because I was like, dive in head first. And I was like, we're going to be successful. We're just not going to try and quit. Like it has to be successful. And that's how I got into the business full time. I think when I first get into the business, I did spend a lot of time learning. I know the theory and I'm very good at studying, but when you get into this business, this is real life. So I did spend a few months taking a lot of classes that our company offer, and it teaches us, how to work with buyer, how to work with seller, all the disclosure that you need to learn. So I did spend a lot of that time educating myself. I met a lot of potential clients and I going on a lot of interview. It's a learning process. And even today, after all these years in business, I'm still learning. I'm still learning every day. How can I be better so that I can better serve my client? And that's ultimately is the goal, is to better serve the client. What would be the biggest challenge? This business, you get a lot of rejection. Even the most successful realtor, the success rate is give or take around 1%. So for every 100 person you meet, you're only going to have one successful transaction. It's a very high risk, high reward type of work, and rejection is a normal thing. Even like example to yesterday, I had a call from a homeowner. He got one of my flyer and he called me. This person called me, right? And he was asking me all sort of questions. He was like, I have a home. I'm maybe thinking about selling, I want to know my option. And even then he wasn't very forthcoming about what are his goals, things like that. And he was like, I just want to know my option. And it's very hard for me to help or give suggestion when I'm not sure what is the goal they're trying to reach. In this business, sometimes some people are just so salesy. Some realtor, not everybody, but they have commission breath. Understandable that a lot of homeowner, put up this wall right before the with a lot of realtors. So I mean that's very understandable. So I get rejection all the time. It's not a rare thing. It's more like it happened more often. I mean, most of the time our winning rate is maybe about like 30 to 40%. Like, so every 10 client I potentially meet, I don't get like 6 or 7 of them. But the one I do get, I think they understand what I'm about and what I can do for them. And they have faith and trust in what I will do for them. And that's, to me, is most important, because what brings me the most joy when I work with a client is when I'm able to get them like way more money than, let's say, another listing down the road, or when I'm getting a buyer into a home of their dream, right? Without having to like do like 5 offers, 10 offer. Usually I only write like 1 or 2 offer and we'll get the house they want. Those kind of things are important to me, like that I do a good job for them. And it's really about getting what the client wants, not so much how much it's going to cost, what am I going to do for them. There are people who come, well, you're too expensive. I'm like, well, your home is worth a lot. What we can get for you is going to be a lot more than what maybe other cheaper servicer might do. I mean, example, right? One I sold in Milpitas, we sold it for $100,000 more than a similar home down the street, a few blocks from them, very similar conditions, similar size. I mean, for what they pay me, and I can get them $100,000 more. I essentially for what they pay, they've got a lot more out of it. And for me, it's not so much my commission. For me, what brings me the most joy is that I'm able to give the client even more than anybody else. And in that process, they're also can be confident that everything is going to work out and everything's going to be smooth.